Good morning, ma'am, classmates. I'm Kaizanti Magbanwa, presenting Tudor arts in 15th to 16th century. Okay, let's start. Important facts. Tudor art was recognizable by decorative motif, extravagant iconography in portrait, secular themes, and lavish establishment in architecture. Tudor art originated during the period of Tudor dynasty ruled in England. Tudor arts date from 1485 to 1603 during the England was ruled by Tudor monarchs. Tudor arts was influenced by the traditional form of North British Irish as well as the ideal of the Reformation. Tudor arts can be seen in modern day today England. The royal badge of the Tudor dynasty. As the medieval period ended as a new Tudor dynasty took a control of England, Tudor period in 1485 to 1603, including the Elizabeth era. According to the historian, England was the economically healthier, more expansive, and more optimistic under the Tudor than any since of Roman occupation. This is the painting. Family of Henry the Eighth, 15 to 1545. The Tudor period in England was lasted from the 1485 to 1603 was a period of transition in every way in terms of art. It's remarked a transition of medieval to English Renaissance. During the period of religious arts became the virtual extinct while direct European art trend did not expert as the great rule of on arts in England as they as previously did consequently a predominant part of art from during the Tudor period came to be architecture, portrait, jewelry, metalworks, and tapestry. This is the uh, painting and next Tudor art characteristic. This is the Tudor arts architecture, Tudor period building. Tudor art was marked by lavish extravagance as is reflected to Tudor architecture, which different from pre-Tudor architecture in the emphasize the use of extensive architecture decoration, multiple chimneys, elaboratively designed window, half timber works, and numerous other establishing features. Next, the pre-Testament Reformation life of Martin Luther. The same thread was reflected in other art such as portraiture during the Tudor period, in which elaborative iconography was regularly part of the portraits of nobility following England breaks with Catholic Church during the Tudor period and the subsequently Reformation. Religious and themes largely became absent from Tudor arts and artists frequently experimented with the secular themes. And next is the Tudor portraiture. In the absence of religious building and arts of Tudor era, portraiture became the arts the most widely practiced form of the artist, both of the England and form of continent, were frequently commissioned by the Tudor court as well as by English nobility create portrait of them. Tudor monarch, the natural art of portrait as made as Tudor England varied greatly. Some of them were made in informal representation of persons in question, while other were highly formed depictions of Tudor monarchs. A related genre of arts that flourished in the Tudor period was that of the miniature portrait and paintings which were frequently commissioned by the Tudor monarchs. Next is the Tudor tapestry, the paintings. And during this reign of the Tudor monarchs, Henry VIII, the arts of embroidery underwent a significantly revival, and this was primarily became the Henry's extraordinary interest in tapestry. During his reign, he had some 2,000 tapestry, many of he commissioned during his lifetime. The arts from underwent decline during the Elizabeth era when tape portraiture became the more royally patronized genre of arts. Next is the example. I have here 5 examples. Some of them is I already saw in the other slideshow. The Reign portrait back in 1916, Queen Elizabeth era. Uh, Portrait with a lot of iconography. The depicts of Queen Elizabeth era. The manuscript portrait of Henry VIII dates back in 1520, and the history of Abraham dates back in mid 16th century in an excellent sample of embroidery during the Tudor era. The portrait of Jane Seymour dates back in 1536 in another sample of Tudor era portraiture. The Coram Rage rule dates back in 1554 and were an example of the illuminated manuscript of Tudor era. This is the some example. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you.